My goodness, people, look at this here. FedEx has just brought me an extraordinary gift. Folks, let me bust this open real quick. Let me go ahead and get this up out of here. We don't need that. Woo! There it is, people. Translogic. People, this is the Quickshifter. 4.0 quick. Yes, indeed. So this is the ECU. These here are the connections that go to the injector coils. We have a little high-speed screwdriver, and then we have the actual shifter rod. And then here, I think that's the actual sensor itself. Here we go again. Yep. Yeah. So that's the little sensor. Shift. So this thing can be set up for regular street riding, or it can be set up for GP shifting. So it'll shift in the opposite direction. So instead of you having, first gear on the bottom, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 up top, it'll be reversed. That's for GP shifting. But anyway, people, I am so pumped. I am really torn between whether I want to install this myself or get somebody to install it for me, because I'm gonna have to get under this fuel tank. Not just get under this fuel tank, but I'm more than likely gonna have to remove the fuel tank to install this system. Now, depending on how much fuel I have, I might just prop this bad boy up and see if I can finagle it without actually pulling off the fuel tank. All right, folks, so here we go. I am itching over this quick shifter, and I want to get in here and just take a look at how this fuel tank is situated back here to see if I can finagle and get around pulling off this fuel tank to install this quick shifter. So we got a couple pieces to pull off the bike real quick. We're gonna see if we can make this happen. So obviously I'm pulling off these tank covers. They got a little bit of Velcro on them, and they have some little push pins that keep them in place. Real easy to pop off. You can see they got the Velcro here. I think I need to give me some double-sided tape and do them anyway. And they got these little plugs that go in there. Now there's these little Allen head bolts right here. I got to pull them out. Once those come out, then this can be propped back. But before I do that, I'm gonna have to take these little bolts out here. That's gonna allow me to lift up the seat. And then once I pull those bolts out, then I'll be able to prop this up. Now, I'm also gonna have to get in and pull out that air box, but I'm not concerned about that. That's all light work. The only thing, like I said, I'm really concerned about is having to pull the tank all the way off. If I pull the tank off, then I'm gonna have to empty the tank of all the fuel. I've done it before, and it just so I can get in there too, but that's no biggie at all. Oh, people, shh, you might be in business. ECU and these cables. Oh, so as you can see here, these cables, I'm gonna have to route them right around through here, and they're going to come right around here to the front. So once I pull off the air box, then I'll have access to the ignition coils. So this cabling, I'm going to route it along the bottom here, and well, along the inside of the frame here, and then I'll probably do that on the other side over here as well to get in there. But as you can see here in the back, I'm gonna have to route these cables right along the side here, and then, well, yeah, so the cables, this ECU, it's going to come back up through here. And once I pull off the seat, down in the little tool compartment, the ECU will be fashioned in there. And shoot, that is it. So, man, this is about to be a whole lot easier than I thought. I saw some cats on the tube where they removed the entire fuel tank, and I just don't see that is necessary. If I prop this tank up high enough, I can get this air box off of here and get to the the ignition coils. Now the thing is going to be just holding the tank up. That's going to be a challenge for me. Okay, people, so what I have done is I have went ahead and removed the battery. I'm going to go ahead and get this rear seat, and look, I got a tank top and my Polypro in there. Because it was cold the other day when we started out riding, but by the time we got going good, it had warmed up. So anyway, obviously here's the battery tray. So these cables are gonna run right up here, right up underneath. And as you can see, I mean, it's just wide open down there. And what I'll probably do is this. That's my Manimoto. You know, my little anti-theft. So maybe I could mount it right on top of that, or I'll do something to finagle that and keep this nice and secure in here so it's not bopping around. But that's going to be the last minute, you know, tidy up. This is the ground cable, so I'll put that on the ground side, the negative side of the battery. And then I need to figure out what this actually plugs into. But again, that's all coming on the tail end. What I need to do now is go downstairs, grab my manual, the installation manual, and see where these cables are running. These colors here look like they actually correspond to these coils. Man, this is about to be gravy, man. Absolute gravy. I just need to, again, finagle this bad boy. I'm probably gonna get me some bungees. Put me a bungee cord. Maybe 2 of them. I'm gonna give me a bungee cord or 2 bungees. Put the little hook in there and run them bungees. Well, it won't stay in there, but I'll probably run them to this right here. And that'll keep the tank pulled back, man. And I'm about to get off into this thing. So I'm gonna pause the video. I'm gonna get that set up. And then once I'm done with that, then I'll go ahead and resume by pulling off that air box. I'm gonna print off the installation manual, and we're gonna get hot. So what we need to do is get this air box off. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull these fellas off here. And then there are some, as you can see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 screws. Now I can pull off the top of pull off the cover for the air box. And then I think that is going to give me and as far as the manual, what I did is so you go on the website and you download the manual. So instead of printing it off, I just emailed it to myself and pulled it up on my iPad. You know, trying to be earth friendly. Don't have to burn no trees or kill trees for this little undertaking. I believe that's a little big. Bam. There it is, people. Smell like petrol in there. Now this is an air filter. And it's not too bad. bit of debris. Well, folks, quick update. I done figured this out. I just, you know, kind of look at what I have before me. I mean, and it's kind of easy to figure out. So here I've got that little screw. That's the ram air intake. That one is screwed in, so I'm gonna have to pull that little screw right there. But here you can see these silver Allen head bolts. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I pull those out, and then I have these. I guess those are, I'm not really sure what these are. This hose here and this hose, I guess, is some sort of, I don't know if it's a vacuum hose or what. We gonna find out, people. I'm gonna go in here and get dinner on, and while I eat my dinner, I'm gonna read the manual, and man, we gonna get this underway. I tell you what, by this weekend, I will have Quick ready, and we're gonna be testing out that quick shifter later. All right, people, we are back. So I've done some homework. Well, let me back up a little bit. So I didn't finish my dinner, like you guys really care about that. But anyway, I finished my dinner, and I did me a little homework while I was eating my dinner, and I have come to the understanding, man, that's a bead. Look at this. Y'all see that right there? You might not be able to see it. That right there. It's a B body. Man, that fella, he's seen better days. So I gotta proceed to go ahead and get the rest of this air box out, and then I can get hot on this wiring. So without further ado, let's get after it. So that is a 316. Once I pull those off, so I just want to really take my time with this. I don't want these little bolts to fly out and one of them happen to fall down in the down here in one of them cylinders. It wouldn't be pretty. All right, ladies and gentlemen, listen, I thought that I had shot the removal of the air box, but obviously I didn't. But as you can see, I got the air box off. All right, people, so I finally got this bad boy running. Now, I need to take special note of this here. As you can see, the injector coils in here going from left to right. You have a specific color code pinout, right? And this is the harness coming in from the Quickshifter. And again, you can see those color coded cables. Now when you get it, it might not have that actual pinout. This is the manual, and the manual has the pinout for the Suzuki Gixxer, and it has some other ones in here too, but we're talking about the Gixxer. So as you can see, going from left to right, you got the blue cable, and then you have the gray and the black cable. That gray cable is jumped over to the ignition coil here, and then you have the white cable coming down, then you have the brown, etc., etc. So right across the board, you have that particular cable pinout. You have to ensure that your cable pinout is exactly as it is in the manual. If it's not going to work. You can't just move the coils around. You have to actually go into the actual, and I'll pull this out. You have to go into the actual cable itself, and I'll pull it out. And as you can see in there, this little yellow tab, you can pull that out, and then it will give you access to the actual pins in there. And those are the pins you're going to have to swap out. It's not really hard, but you're going to need a real fine screwdriver, or perhaps a jeweler's tool kit, so that you can get down into those fine little grooves and gently lift the tab up so that you can pull out the pins. So I'm going to stop yapping. I'm going to go ahead and get this bike buttoned up, and then we're going to take this fella for a spin. What's happening, people? We are back, and we have the Quickshifter installed underneath this air box. Obviously, you have the injector coils, and that's where the harness is all connected up. Now, coming out from underneath this air box, we have the cabling that's running back to our ECU. So I have this this cabling nice and zipped. We have this wiring harness that I'm actually zipped to give this cabling assembly something to hold on to. And you can see I got it zipped off in a number of spots to keep it in a nice tight bundle. And then here again, you have this this cable assembly that the cabling is zipped off to. That is now running underneath this housing here for the battery compartment. And then the cable is coming along underneath, coming up the side here. And then what I did is I put a couple loops in there, and then the cable is coming up right here underneath the seat. Now, some folks, I've seen some videos where folks ran the cabling underneath this little cowling here up under the passenger seat, and then they put some Velcro or whatnot to house the ECU underneath the passenger seat. For whatever reason, I just did not have enough cabling to get it up there. So like I said, the extra cable that I had, I just put a couple loops in there. And what I'm going to do is just leave the ECU underneath the actual driver's seat, or the rider's seat, driver's seat, whatever you want to call it. And what I did is I took me some hook and pile, and here is a little pad of pile. And for those, again, that are not military minded, what we refer to as Velcro in the military, we call it hook and pile. The pile is the soft material, right? And then the hook is the actual plastic that hooks into this soft pad, which we call, when put together, we call it Velcro. Anyway, that's the nerd in me. I'm going to put me a strip of, well, I took some double-sided tape and I taped this pad to this little plastic piece here. And try to get a good picture there. There we go. We can see this little plastic piece here that this is double-sided tape to. So, on the ECU, you have this power 1, power 2, RPM, and sensor lights that are on the ECU. And I'll start the bike up. Well, turn over the ignition, and you can see those lights light up. So if I want to do some troubleshooting in the future, I definitely don't want to cover those lights up. Now on the back, it has this little window with this little rubber boot on it. And as you can see, in this window, you have your shift force, your interrupt channel 1, and your interrupt channel 2. So I don't necessarily see myself needing to access these adjusters anymore, but at the same time, I don't necessarily want to cover them up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take me some double-sided tape, and I'll probably just run it around the outside here so I can have a little window so that I can still access these adjusters if I need to. And put this back here. Once, putting that in backwards, I think. Once I, yep, there we go. And once I get that taped off, I'll put the hook on the back here, and then I'll be able to secure that right here to that little pad there. It'll be nice and tucked away so it won't be bouncing around, and yeah, I think I'll be happy with that. So I'm gonna finish that up. Once I get that mounted, I'll let you guys see that, and then I'm gonna go ahead and get this bad boy buttoned up, and we're gonna take them on out for a test spin. All right, more to follow. Okay, and that's how it looks installed in there, nice and secure. Beautiful. What is happening? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to get in this review of the Translogic QSXI Quickshifter. Finally, I believe I got my new vlogging setup dialed in. If you're watching this video, obviously I got it dialed in. But I've been having some issues. I've been in between cameras. My GoPro 9 has been giving me so many issues, so I decided to switch it up and go with the Osmo, the DJI Osmo 4 camera. And then I went ahead and got the instant 360 so that I could start capturing some nice 360 footage. Particularly for this video, I wanted to be able to get some footage of you know, the Quickshifter in action. So we got us the 360 mounted down low so that you can see my foot game going on with this old Quickshifter. Now, getting right down to it, the Quickshifter, man, I tell you what, people, I am so pleased with this thing. I've had it installed on the bike for a while, so today is not the first day, you know, riding using it, because again, like I said, when I tried to actually shoot some footage of my first rides with the Quickshifter installed, the cameras was giving me problems. But man, I must say that I am so very pleased with this Quickshifter. Man, this thing has taken this bike to another level. The riding experience on this 750, man, has just been elevated. And you know, as I have said in previous videos, the experience on the 750 is bar none, man. I absolutely love it. I love this bike. And I had indicated that if there was anything that could be done to this bike to make it better, it would be a Quickshifter, man. And I'm telling you what, I absolutely love riding this bike now. My goodness. And it's not to say that I didn't love riding it before, but again, this Quickshifter, man, is just, gosh, it has taken the experience on this 750 to another level. It is absolutely seamless. It functions just as well as the stock Quickshifter that I have on my 1000. Now, obviously, this Quickshifter is not bi-directional, but it is seamless going up the gears. And you know, to tell you the truth, on the 750, the gearbox is so tight that you can literally shift gears without using the clutch, going up and down. It just takes practice and a little bit of finessing of the throttle, and you can do it. And I'll demonstrate it. I'm in third gear now. I'm gonna jump up to fourth gear when I get around this curve, and then I'm gonna just shoot back down to fourth. Look at that, and there we go. Jump right back down to fourth and third, and that's without even using the clutch. So if anyone might have reservations about getting this particular Quickshifter because it doesn't have the auto blip wherein you can shift going down, you do not necessarily have to let that be a deterrent, because you can still shift up and, well, you can still shift down without using the clutch. I absolutely love it. Man, I can say that this is money well spent. So if you're in the market for a Quickshifter, people, Translogic QSXI Quickshifters, man, these things are absolutely awesome. And you know, I'm not really going to take up a whole lot of time, because I can sit here and beat my gums and tell you how wonderful this Quickshifter is. And I don't know how many times I could say it, you know, and get the point across. So suffice to say, man, that I am very satisfied with this Quickshifter. I'm gonna go ahead and make me a U-turn. I'm gonna head on back. But I just wanted to shoot a video and you know, capture the Quickshifter in action. Now, as you can see there, I went down in the first gear
and I didn't use the clutch. I didn't finesse the throttle or anything. When the bike, you know, starts to putter, so to speak, that is prime. It is prime time, or the prime opportunity where you can actually, you know, shift down from the higher gear without using the clutch at all. When you're slowing down, I'll jump up in a second real quick and just demonstrate. You can hear the bike, and it's in between those, I guess you'd call them reps, you know, where the bike is kind of it's kind of idling. It's almost like a I don't know how to really explain it, but as the bike is, you can very easily just go from second right down in the first gear. Now I will say that if you are getting ready to go from first into second, it's just like any quick shifter. You have to be accelerating, or see there, I kind of got that little clunk. Wasn't too bad, but it can be a whole lot worse if you're traveling at a slow speed and you're not really accelerating. You're just kind of moving along. You want to make sure that that you're accelerating at a nice steady pace before you engage that quick shifter. So now, as you can see there, I was going up in speed. Some RPMs are going up. That's when you want to shift. You don't want to be just traveling. Again, you know, if you're coming out of a neighborhood just as I was there, and say I'm at 15 miles an hour and I'm not really accelerating, I don't want to engage that quick shifter because I'm going to really get that clunky feel. You don't want that. Again, man, this thing is butter. Absolute butter, man. I love it. So the entire experience has been wonderful. I mean, the installation was a breeze, as you can see in the video. Hopefully that paid dividends. You know, the customer service, I mean, they were on point. I had some issues with the pinout for the wiring harness. I hit them up, and I hit them up that evening. The next day, you know, I got an email from them. You know, and the guy gave me his number, told me to give him a call, whatnot. I called him. He walked me through it, and got the pinout squared away, and bike was off to the races. So I am a happy camper, and if you're in the market, again, I encourage you to look into the QSXI Translogic. You will not be disappointed. And if you enjoy this type of content, find this type of information valuable, hit that like, subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you guys stay abreast. Stay abreast of what's going on over here on the Quicksilver channel. And that's it, people. Thank you guys for watching. We out here.